Salem is about to explode with secrets, heartbreak, and one resurrection that could rewrite everything. From Sammy Brady's shocking engagement to Marlena's emotional breakdown, the next 2 weeks of Days of Our Lives, November 10th through November 21st, promise chaos, confrontation, and ghosts of the past returning with a vengeance. Old wounds will reopen, old enemies will reappear, and somewhere in the shadows, a long-dead legend may be stirring again. So grab your coffee, Salem fans, because we're diving deep into the latest twists, the hidden motives, and the clues that may change the DiMera legacy forever. The week begins not with scandal, but with terror. A screech of tires, a flash of headlights, and then, silence. Moments later, Thomas DiMera is rushed to Salem University Hospital. His tiny body lies motionless beneath harsh fluorescent lights, monitors beeping erratically as doctors fight to stabilize him. He's alive, but barely. And though the prognosis is cautiously optimistic, the emotional damage runs deep. Jennifer Horton Devereaux stands frozen outside the hospital room, her mind replaying the moment over and over. How could this happen? Who was supposed to be watching him? Grief gives way to fury. Jennifer turns that anger toward the DiMeras, toward the constant whirlwind of drama, deceit, and danger that seems to follow that family everywhere. Enough, she vows. I'm taking him back to Boston. Away from this madness. Away from them. But fate has cruel timing. Just as the town prepares for the grand Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala, Jennifer must take the stage, smiling through heartbreak, pretending everything is fine. Across the ballroom, Jack Devereaux watches her with quiet concern. His return to Salem was meant to be joyful, but instead, it feels like a reckoning. Because every whispered conversation, every stolen glance between the Hortons and the DiMeras, now hides one unspoken question. Has Salem finally gone too far? Elsewhere, guilt becomes its own kind of prison. Kat Green can barely breathe under the weight of what happened. She paces her apartment, phone in hand, whispering the same sentence over and over. If I hadn't been there, if I just stopped him. But guilt has a scent, and E.J. DiMera can always smell weakness. He finds her alone at the cafe, eyes swollen, hands trembling around a coffee cup that's long gone cold. His voice is low, calm, reassuring. None of this was your fault, he tells her, the words smooth as silk. Kat believes him, or wants to. Because in EJ's presence, everything feels easier, safer, controlled. But what she doesn't see is the flicker of calculation in his eyes. Every word she shares about her mother's illness, every tear that falls, becomes data, information he files away for later. Because deep beneath the DiMera estate, in a lab hidden behind locked steel doors, EJ's secret project grows more dangerous by the hour. And that project may be tied to the very condition Kat's mother suffers from. To EJ, compassion is currency. Guilt is leverage. And trust? Trust is just the first step toward ownership. As Kat leans on him for comfort, she doesn't realize she's already part of his experiment, her pain fueling his pursuit of power. The question isn't whether EJ will betray her. It's how soon. Across town, Sammy Brady is doing what she does best, turning life into theater. The living room sparkles with pastel ribbons, baby blue balloons, and laughter echoing off the walls. She's hosting a baby shower for Chanel, Johnny, and little Trey, and for once, it looks like peace has found the Brady DiMera clan. But Salem peace never lasts. As the guests toast the happy couple, a shimmer catches the light, a diamond ring on Sammy's left hand. It's bold, flashy, impossible to ignore. Will Horton notices first. His voice breaks through the chatter. Mom, please tell me that's not an engagement ring. All eyes turn. The room freezes. Sammy glances down at her hand, then lifts her gaze slowly, savoring the attention. That depends, she says with a smirk. Do you think I'd say yes twice to the same mistake? Laughter ripples uneasily, but behind her teasing tone lies fire. Because later that night, at the Horton Gala, she corners E.J. DiMera, the man who knows every version of her love and every weapon in her heart. Her voice drips with confidence as she flaunts the ring just inches from his face. He doesn't ask who it belongs to, he already knows. And that silence between them? It burns hotter than any argument. For Sammy Brady, romance isn't about love. It's about victory. And tonight, she's winning. While laughter fills one corner of Salem, another house sits in silence. Inside, Marlena Evans stares at the empty side of her bed, the place where John Black once slept, dreamed, and whispered promises that now echo like ghosts. She's spent weeks pretending to be strong, offering advice, smiling through tears, but grief is a shadow you can't outsmart. It follows you into every quiet room. Tonight, it catches her. Her composure collapses. The photo of John slips from her trembling hands, the glass shattering across the floor. That sound, sharp, final, breaks her. Moments later, Will Horton arrives. What he sees isn't the legendary Dr. Evans, but a woman lost inside her own memories. He doesn't lecture. He doesn't console. He simply sits beside her, taking her hand. And that's enough. Together, they talk. About John's bravery, his flaws, his laughter. About how love can live even when the heartbeat stops. Through shared tears and fragile smiles, Will becomes the mirror that Marlena didn't know she needed, reminding her that the pieces of John still live in everyone he touched. But as she finally lets her pain go, something shifts in the air, a sudden chill, a flicker of light. Down in the shadows beneath Salem, a heartbeat stirs. Soft, mechanical, impossible, and if the whispers are true, it bears the name DiMera. The night of the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala arrives, a night meant to honor hope, healing, and unity. But beneath the chandeliers and champagne, something far darker stirs. The ballroom shimmers in gold and ivory. Salem's finest have gathered: Paul Narita, Andrew Donovan, Marie Horton, Mike Horton, Stephen Olson, and Eric Brady, all smiling for the cameras, raising their glasses to the Horton name. Yet even as laughter echoes through the hall, a current of unease runs beneath the surface. Because this gala, this celebration, is not what it seems. The true purpose is distraction. While the crowd toasts to charity, E.J. DiMera slips away into the shadows, descending the hidden staircase beneath the mansion. There, in the sterile glow of fluorescent light, Dr. Wilhelm Rolf continues his secret experiments. Test tubes hum. Monitors flash. A name flickers on the screen: Stefano DiMera. EJ's jaw tightens. The experiment has gone too far, or maybe not far enough. Then, chaos strikes. Kristen DiMera is abducted mid-transfer from prison, blindfolded, silenced, and driven into the night. Who took her? A rival? A family member? Or something that should have remained buried? Back at the gala, the lights flicker. The music stops. And far below, a heartbeat begins to echo, one that shouldn't exist anymore. The week of November 17 to 21 begins with a chill in the air, and a secret that refuses to stay buried. Deep beneath the DiMera mansion, EJ watches in stunned silence as the monitors flicker to life. A pulse appears. A breath is drawn. The impossible has happened. He stares through the glass at the figure on the table, motionless, yet alive. Could it be Stefano himself reborn? Or something new, a fusion of science, obsession, and legacy gone mad? Meanwhile, whispers ripple across Salem. Tony DiMera's mysterious disappearance grows more suspicious by the hour. Some claim Tony fled. Others insist he's dead. But a few believe something more chilling, that Andre DiMera, the twin long thought gone, has taken his place. And then there's Kristen, awakening in a dark chamber, chained yet unharmed. Her captors speak of destiny and family. When she hears EJ's name whispered in their plans, her blood runs cold. Above ground, Chad DiMera faces a heartbreak of his own. Thomas may be leaving for Boston with Jennifer and Jack, and for Chad, that means losing the last piece of innocence his family still has. But in Salem, goodbyes are never final. Because as thunder rolls over the mansion, a door creaks open in the lab below, and the unmistakable sound of footsteps echoes down the hall. The Phoenix walks again. So what happens now? Will Marlena find peace at last, or will another storm test her spirit once more? Will Sammy's mysterious fiancé ignite a new family war? And when that lab door finally opens, who, or what, will step into the light? Because in Salem, nothing truly dies. Every ending hides a resurrection. Every secret demands a reckoning. As the wind howls through the streets and church bells toll midnight, one truth becomes clear: the Phoenix is rising again. And when it does, it won't return for redemption, it will return for vengeance. Stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, on days of our lives, every heartbeat hides a story, and the next one may be the most shocking yet.